Another way is with partial submissions, and Anna showed you how partial submissions work. You can enable the partial submissions right here, and also allow the show save now and resume later button, which gives the user a link to the contract. So for example, let's say this is a three-way signature. So I have another signature. Let's say it's department head's signature, and this is the executive signature. So the executive signature is signed by default, but the department head signature is not. So I added date here as well. So let's preview the form and see how it works. So this is the employee, so I won't fill this part, but I want the department head's signature right here. So when I send it to the employee, it already has value. So the department head signs it, sets a date, and saves the form. So it gives you a URL, and the department head shares this URL with their audience, and it's done. So it's as easily done as that. So another way for automating your workflow is through sending custom emails that has the URL of another form. So let's say this is a form that let me delete this part. So this is the first form that is signed, and you want to send it to automatically send it to the next user. So let's say this is the first step of my process, and I want to create another form. It's a totally new form. I will call it contract step 2, just to be clear, and ask for email in an email verification field. Email verification is very good for verifying the other person. You can also set acceptable answers here. So for example, only because I want this contract to be signed by specific people and specific email addresses. So it can only be submitted by Farouk@formally.com and no one else. And this way you can ensure that no one else submits and signs this contract, and it's secure for your audience. And you can also make it required, so the user has to verify their email address before submitting the form. So I will add a signature field as well, so the user can sign it, and also a consent part, so the user agrees to the terms and conditions. So it's a simple contract form, and you can add your logo here, of course, add a cover picture, or change the design of the form. But right now we have two forms. We have the confidentiality agreement as the first step, and then the contract step 2 as the next step. Now we want to send an email to the person who has to sign this form after this form. So in the settings of the first form, we have email notification options. But because this contract doesn't have an email field, we cannot send an email to anyone. You can add an email to send an email to the person. So whenever they submit the form, they receive an email that has the information of the information of the submission and everything that the user has submitted on the form. But in this case, it's an internal form, right? So we want this user to receive email notifications. Actually, let me refresh the page. So we want the person to receive email notifications And about that, the first form is submitted. Let me write step 1 so we know this is the first step of our process. And we want to send an email to, let's say, our department head. And let's say, hi, department head. Like the contract is signed, the first step contract is signed by, and here you can use the fields in your form. So the first field on your form was the name field. It was asking for the name of the person. So we can say field 1 value. So it replaces the full name of the person who submitted the form right here. And we say the first step contract is signed by this person. Now it's your turn to sign it. Turn to sign this contract, right? And here you can enter the email address of the URL of the second form, so the person can sign it. I will open it in a new tab so you can see how it works, but let's grab the email, write a template name, for example, I don't know, second step email for signature, something like this. And you can customize the subject of the email. You can customize the who is it's being sent from, and also the reply to email. Let's say this is nushatformula.com. You can set up your custom email server, your custom SMTP server, and customize and send the emails from your domains. Let's save the template for now. It's set on the settings, and the email will be sent when this form is submitted. So let's get back. I need the URL of this form, right? Because I want to send it to the person and say, okay, sign this form. Getting back to the email settings, you can go to the App Store and find all of your email templates right here. And what was the name? Yeah, second step email. So here you can enter the URL, you can make it a link as well, or even like link this text or something, add a button, or customize it however you want, change the font size, add images and everything. So this is how you can automate your workflow with custom email notifications and signatures. So saving this template, as soon as the first form, which is the confidentiality agreement, as soon as this form is submitted, that email is sent to the department head. So, and it has a link to this form. And this way, the department head can submit this form and sign it. And same you can do for more forms. Add more forms. On this form, you send an email notification sending the third form. On the third form, you send an email notification to sign the fourth form, and so on and so forth.